Focus to pharma stocks then, because they are seen to be slumping after Trump's announcement, as the Indian industry was banking on higher exports to the US. Now remember, Indian pharma players account for a major chunk of US generics market, and Varun joins us to tell how such tariffs impact the players. Take it away, Varun.
Well, so Donald Trump has said that he would be imposing tariffs on, pharma imports in the US. He would be imposing around 25% tariffs, but the timing, from when he would be imposing the tariff, that's not clear, and also on whom he would be imposing the tariff, that's not clear, because he has not said whether it would be India, whether it would be China, or whether it would be the total globe. But yes, it is impacting the Indian companies, because see, the overall dependence of Indian companies on US is huge, and also for US the dependence on the Indian companies is also big. If you look at one of the HSBC report that says that in the US pharma market, actually the generic market accounts for 90% of the prescription volumes, and within the 90%, India actually supplies around 60% of the total generic volumes. India exports around $10 billion to the US markets in terms of generics, and this is around 32% of the total exports that India does, which is around $27.8 billion. Also, India actually imports around $1 billion of medicines. Now, India actually currently imposes a 10% duty on the medicines that India imports from China. So, you need to keep in mind this also. Also, the export to US markets actually accounts around 10 to 50% for many of the companies. For example, if I tell you Zydus Life, of the overall exports, of the overall revenues actually, the total exports to US markets is around 47%. For Dr. Reddy's, it is 46%. For Lupin, it is around 38%. And amongst the products which are exported, it is the drug formulation and biologics, which account for around 74%. Bulk drug and drug intermediaries, that account for around 17%. Vaccines account for around 4.25%. Now, the HSBC report also says that if there is a 10% impose, if the tariffs are around 10%, then there could be a cut in the overall EPS from around 1 to 6.5% for many of the Indian companies for FY26. For example, a 10% increase in tariff would lead to a cut of 6.5% in the EPS for Aurobindo. For Zydus, it would lead to a cut of around 6%, for Cipla 4%, Dr. Reddy 6.5%, Lupin 4.5%. So these are some of the major companies which would be hit if there is a 25% or a 10% increase in tariff from US. Now, the time will tell how much and on whom Donald Trump will impose this tariff, but after this news, we are seeing that many of the pharma companies are taking a beat in today's trade.